You are listening to Unstoppable Actors, the essential podcast for ambitious, unknown actors with me, Louise, the artistic director of Standby Method Acting Studio. And for the last 13 years, I've been taking unknown actors with blank CVs all the way to Netflix dramas, Amazon Prime films, TV soaps, and stage plays around the world. And every week I'll be talking with you and sharing how you can become a paid working unstoppable actor, because you 1000% can. An acting career is doable. Are you ready to dive into the episode? Before we jump in, if acting is a thing that you just simply cannot stop thinking about, if you've been working so hard, showing up to auditions, but still not getting cast as often as you know you could, it's probably not because you're not good enough. It's because you are overthinking. I have seen so many talented, super talented, new and early career actors hold themselves back by living in the head instead of in the moment. And the truth is, it is fixable. And that's why I created the Method Actor Circle, an online membership for new and early career actors who are deadly serious about building real, grounded, castable performances. Inside the Method Actor Circle, you'll get monthly method acting classes, audition coaching, monologue ebooks, business of acting classes, and so much more. And right now, you can try it for a full month for £1 using the code MAC1. So if you're ready to stop overthinking and finally own the stage and set, this is your moment. Head over to the Method Actor Circle at bit.ly/the Method Actor Circle and use code MAC1 to get started. So that link again is bit.ly/the Method Actor Circle, or click underneath where you press play and let's get you cast. Hello and welcome to another insightful and inspiring episode of Unstoppable Actors, where I cannot wait to share with you the 5 tips that are going to help you unlock the A-list actor mindset that books roles. Now, I have spoke about this on previous episodes before, but mindset is such a key part of your success as you get started with your acting journey or as you're progressing in the early stages of your career. We have in method acting the triangle for success, and at the top sits mindset. On the side, the right side, sits skill set, and on the left side, the left point, sits action set. The triangle points to mindset because that is the foundation for success. Yes, you need skills. Yes, you need to be talented. Yes, you need to be honing your craft and getting better and sharper and becoming a bold actor who really has presence and draws their audiences in. But if you do not have the mindset and that unshakable belief, it doesn't matter how talented you are, you will get lost in a sea of actors. Mindset makes up 80% of your success. The other 20% is your skills and the action that you take. But if you have an unshakable mindset, you'll do what it takes anyway. You will take consistent action. You will get better and better and better with your craft. The ones who are stuck don't get their mindset in shape. It's that simple. And the ones who are landing roles on Netflix, HBO, the West End, Amazon Prime, they've got their mindset sorted. They have unshakable belief. Now, that's not to say that A-list actors and those we see on the TV and on Netflix don't ever have mindset wobbles. Of course they do. But they don't feed energy into them. They don't keep that narrative going in their head. They accept it, click, get rid of it. It's gone. And if you want the powerful mindset shifts, then what I would say in this episode is pick one to get started with today. Don't try and do all 5 at once. Start with one, get really good at that, and then move on to another. Because when you start using them, you'll be more consistent in showing up for your career, you'll be more proactive with sharpening your skills, and you'll start to stand out in auditions. You'll stop overthinking scenes. You'll stop overthinking whether you deserve to be submitting for that self-tape for that Netflix drama. You'll actually believe in your ability to book work. And when you start believing in your ability to book work, you'll find yourself getting recalled more often, which will then lead to you getting cast more often. I saw this in myself. I've said this plenty of times in the podcast, but I used to have a real fear of auditions. I spoke about it in the last episode. As soon as I changed my mindset, everything changed with auditions. I never used to get recalled because I was that frightened of auditions. But the minute I decided to change the story in my head and the narrative, I was getting recalls. I was getting down to the top 3. I was getting cast. That is how powerful this is. And even if you feel like you fully believe in yourself, there'll still be something in this that you can take, or it might be a really good refresher for when those little wobbles do hit. So the first thing that successful A-list actors and those actors on Netflix, basically working actors, have the thought process of is that they're happy to make mistakes. They don't see mistakes as a bad thing. They don't see them as them being a failure, as of them falling. They see them as a vital part of learning because it is the only way to grow. If you never make mistakes, how do you learn anything? Every single actor has made mistakes in the audition room. They've made mistakes on self-tapes. They've made mistakes in rehearsals, on set, in classes. In any performance, they have made mistakes, but they just don't get sucked into them and in a spiral with them. They go, oh, well, it's a mistake. But what was the learning point from this? And if you can start to think in that way, you'll stop giving yourself a hard time. You'll stop beating yourself up. You will leave yourself alone. If you get into the mindset of picking at yourself every single time you make a mistake, you're simply bullying yourself. And I want to ask you, how does that sit with you? How does it sit with you knowing that you are bullying yourself? And you might be wondering, how do I know this about A-list actors and working actors? And it's because I've coached actors for almost 15 years, and those that get jobs and get regular jobs in high-profile productions are doing this. I've worked with high-profile actors myself as well as an actress, and their mindset is like this. It is so sharp. So the second point is that they know that success is inevitable. They might not know exactly how it's going to happen. They might not know all the ins and outs of how they're going to get that big audition for that breakthrough role, but they know inside it is absolutely inevitable. And they trust that if they stay in the game, it is going to happen. And that means that they're proactive participants of their vision for their acting dreams. They're proactive participants of the goals they've set themselves for their acting career. And that's the key thing here. You have to have a vision. What is your vision for your acting career? How do you envision it to be? And try and think beyond just, oh, well, I'll be working in TV. Think bigger than that. When you start thinking bigger, you expand the possibilities of what's capable for you. I absolutely knew when I relaunched my acting career that I was going to get cast. I absolutely knew it, and I knew I was going to get cast in a film that would be shown globally. I didn't know how. I also knew I was going to get an agent. Again, I didn't know how it was going to manifest or happen, but I just knew it was going to happen. And because I knew it and I believed in myself, it gave me the drive to stay focused and to stay consistent and keep taking action. And it's not arrogant to know that success is inevitable. It's actually being your own cheerleader. It's being your own biggest fan. It's the opposite of bullying yourself, which we spoke about in the last point. The next thing they do, the third point, is they get good at selling themselves. But they sell themselves through their talent, not necessarily what they say about themselves, because there are actors out there who blow themselves up full of hot air and then they just cannot produce the goods. So they let their talent do the talking, and they're assured in it because they've put the craft of acting and getting really, really good at it at the top of their priority list. Because who really wants to go into auditions or performances not caring about their work? Who really wants to go into auditions or performances giving second-rate performances, knowing lots of actors give themselves a hard time anyway? Why would we do that to ourselves? So my advice here is you must learn your performance strengths, what you're really good at, and you must also learn what your blind spots are and get better at them. So if I give myself as an example, I know I can often neglect the physical work in favour of the emotional work. And sometimes if I take my eye off the ball, I can start forcing emotions and making scenes very, very big when they don't need to be. And I have to be consciously aware of this and work my techniques, my method acting techniques. Now, the things that I know I'm good at are script analysis. I know I'm good at that and uncovering what drives the character and their motivators. And I know I'm good at making unique choices. But another thing I also have to stay on top of is my relaxation. I have to be really, really mindful and committed to the method's chair relaxation to not let nerves or overthinking ruin my performances, because that's a little weak spot of mine. And it would do you so well to learn your strengths and your weak spots as well. And there's nothing wrong with having weak spots. It doesn't make you a bad actor. It doesn't make you a failure. It just means these are the things that don't come as naturally to me. So I just have to work with a little bit more energy around these. Now, the other thing they do is they get to know others in the industry. They have a community around them. Classes, acting classes, are the perfect way to do this. Because you don't know who out of your class is going to end up in a TV soap, in a Netflix show, or even in Hollywood. Like one of my students got cast in a Hollywood film with an A-list director and has started opening up their networks now because they've started tapping into the networks of the director and of the other people who were in that film and of the casting team for that film. So they've opened up their networks now, and if you have a good relationship with people, you don't know who's going to give you a leg up. So, and also you don't know how far down the line people are going to be getting into these top profile productions and then thinking of you. I can honestly say my first jobs out of my professional acting training were recommendations from the people, from other actors that I'd actually trained with. So when there were roles available, they recommended me. And they really talked, well, they must have said very good things about me. I know they said great things about my work ethic because I know that's one of my strengths. I've got a very good work ethic. And then I got cast. So getting into classes and getting to know other actors really does serve you well. And then the final thing is they don't fixate on moaning. They know that an acting career has got expenses attached to it and they accept this. They don't moan about the price of classes or headshots or having to pay for a show reel because it's a waste of energy and it keeps you in a negative spiral. But what they do is they do figure out how to make these work for them. So they work in a very smart way with their headshots and their acting classes and their show reels so that they're not just draining money. They're making them actually work for them. So these are usable marketing materials. Because here's the thing, if you are truly, truly, truly to your core determined to make an acting career work for you, you will make more money back eventually than what you've initially put in. So I want to wrap up by saying that the big lesson in all of this, and I've touched upon it a little bit earlier, is that the A-list actor mindset is to leave yourself alone. We're all guilty of falling into the thoughts that we're somehow not as good as other actors or we're not good enough. And I can't obviously speak for all A-list actors because I don't know them, but I do know that all humans have these thoughts. They are a natural human tendency. It's just that the A-list mindset doesn't entertain that. It's like, oh yeah, it's another thought, and then it's gone. It's just irrelevant. It's just a thought that's popped up and then it's irrelevant. I would love you to come into the Method Actors Circle to A, get your craft sharp. So you are creating standout performances. So you're leaving the overthinking behind, you're leaving the wishy-washy character choices behind, and you are creating performances that people are really drawn into, and also to give you that community to be around. So if you want to do that, you just need to go to the link bit.ly/the Method Actors Circle. and use the code MAC1 and that will unlock 1 month's full access to everything inside the Method Actor Circle. I'll see you in there. I've absolutely loved hanging out with you and I really hope you found this episode inspiring. If you have, please do rate the podcast and hit follow so you never miss an episode and I can help more actors like you. And come and join one of the most supportive, uplifting acting communities on socials, the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group, where you'll get your weekly injection of inspiration, networking, and receive your free Method Actors handbook so you can become an unstoppable actor.